Alright guys, the exciting moment is coming. So on this video we're going to install the clutch disc, the pressure plate, which is right here on a it's brand new on the box. They're both ACT. They're actually very pretty. Quality is beautiful. It's super nice. Much better than the other one I had that was organic. I didn't even know what organic means, but you gotta get the ceramic kind. One more thing we're gonna do in this video is gonna be I'm gonna show the differences between this plate and this one. What happened to me was when I installed this one, as you see the disc here, it's above the internal part is above where the dial pin is. So when I put the clutch with the alignment tool in there already just to play, it didn't work because when I put the pressure plate, the pressure plate didn't even go anywhere. So let's do the 2 steps to get this installed. Here you're gonna see here it says flywheel side. That's the first difference. The OEM, the part that has extra, so this part is flush here and this part has an extra, is to the gearbox side. This one, instead of being to the gearbox side, is to the flywheel side. So we're gonna get our alignment tool, put the alignment tool in there. If you didn't see the installation of this guy, go to the previous video on the flywheel, and there you go. That's it. Now you see this part here. So the other flywheel, this disc here, which is, I don't know how that disc is called, is lower on the flywheel. So this flywheel, instead of having that whole wall, it has just those spacers, which is totally fine. Usually what happened with the flywheels and the pressure plates, they have they treat this with a little bit of oil to prevent rust. So I'm gonna get some brake cleaner. You gotta get some kind of solvent and clean this. Okay, that one is good. The flywheel I cleaned already. Now we have those spacers here, which tells us what needs to go there. So this is my old one, which is a no M3. So the first difference here is the dowel pin holes. I expanded those because the M3 dowel pin holes, they're thicker, which is this here. So thinking that I could use this here, I expand those holes, which would fit. I'm gonna get here dowel pins. One is in here. As you see, I don't even touch it. Barely touch it. I cannot leave this plate in here. I would be able to tie it with my bolts, but it would sit in here, and I'm not sure how much I would gain when I press the clutch. Now the new one, you see the dowel pins, they're way smaller than mine. The quality is way better. I'm not even arguing with that, but it's a little smaller. This one I can basically, it touches the dowel pin, it doesn't go very far. I cannot leave here. Yeah, that's going to be a very good tight fit. So see, this is touching the clutch plate and the pressure plate. They're touching very good. So when I press the plate, this is going to come off. When the plate is there, man, this is going to be like grab like nothing. So just a side-by-side comparison. Of course, this is a Valeo. It's not a racing pressure plate. It's just a normal pressure plate. So you see there's probably less number of, I think it's called splines. And this one, man, this one is like, this is hardcore. So you see here, of course, the dowel pins, I expanded them, so the holes are bigger than this one, but the OEM, the holes are very, very tiny. It's like almost like this one. Okay, so this is what I did to make this one fit in there. So if I get this, I'm gonna measure the other one again. So touching the plate and touching that part, it's 3.43, and that was my selling point. Why I end up buying this here. I didn't want to spend any more money, but you know, I was gonna use what I had, and when it wasn't good enough anymore, I was gonna go and buy an ACT. But yeah, so 3.43, and this one is 7. So that's the reason why the M3 is different. I guess everything else is the same. If you measure here, 42, and this is probably, yeah, 40, and this is 42, could be 41. Yeah, 41. It's not a lot of difference. I mean, I don't know how I could measure. I don't want to put this here too much on the floor, but here to the top, from the bottom to the top of this thing here, it's 43.89. and if you get the old one, I'm gonna clean that again, and there you go, and this one is 52. So you know, when you are doing this conversion here, everything counts. So that means all my set would be way further down. So if you get here, everything on the old one would be way further down than now. It's going to be like tight in there. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just be sure that the bolts there are no spacers here, or I don't need to untight this and go back a little until the plate touches. But I'm gonna put a couple bolts just to hold it in place. One thing I forgot to mention, this is my single mass flywheel. Oh man, that I took out of my car. This is way heavier. It's way smaller, way heavier than the flywheel that came on the, I can barely hold it with one hand, the flywheel that came on the PMC kit, which is this one. It looks bigger but it's way lighter. Alright, so let's do the process again. Hold this here, not gonna touch the discs, the pads here. I'm gonna use some of the grease that came from ACT. I'm gonna put on the some of these splines. So this is the flywheel side, which means I'm gonna start putting the grease on this side. So I'm gonna just put some of it in here, wipe off the excess, just in each one of them. Then we're going to slide this thing in, which is the installation tool. Just be sure that your thing says flywheel side or gearbox side, and we're going to go there. There you go. This goes right in the middle, and boom. Okay, so we are there. We need to, I can't move the engine. I put the transmission right back here. So it's kind of a bad setup for moving for a video, but there you go. I already torqued once to be sure that this was correct. The way it works, I'll show you, is this. Put the dowel pins, be sure that the alignment tool is there, the clutch is aligned, and before torquing And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put one bolt here just to hold this in place. We're gonna use a 6mm torque. This is actually not a, it's a hex, not a Torx. Just to hold it in there. Dowel pins are touching, so it's not that a big deal, that big of a deal. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use blue Loctite. It's all we need. A little bit on the bottom, and just put it in there. We still gotta do some work, which is going to be torquing. So let me do all of this here. Come back. I'm gonna do a 15 foot-pound, and we're gonna start. It's gonna be a start pattern. So what we can do. So what I'm gonna do using start pattern now, I'm gonna use my normal wrench, and I'm gonna go enough so this touches in here. See? It's getting hard. I'm gonna stop. Now I'm gonna go to the bottom, and I'm gonna do the same thing until it touches the end. Now we're gonna get the torque wrench, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start from the top, and 15 foot-pound. I might do 18, let me see. No, 15 is good. Now the bottom, straight across. Now across again, here. And as you see, the goal is, see this little gap? We're gonna start closing the gap. And it's there. Now we're gonna go across again, which is on the other side. So just keep crossing. Okay. Now the bottom side, and then we go straight to the top. I'm gonna show you the gap closing again. Okay, now this last one, yeah, look at the gap. You see here? So that's what's gonna happen now. It's gonna close. Alright, so I'm gonna go one more lap, and just to be sure that when I tie this guy, this one didn't got loose just a little bit. You see the middle, the center now, it's kind of pressed. So if you look on the side, you can barely see that now. The alignment tool is there. Good indication that is aligned. It's like you pull it out and it's moving freely. So this is great. So yeah, I'm not gonna show myself doing that because it's gonna be boring, but I am going one more lap checking it out. Alright guys, that's it for this video. So we have the conversion flywheel installed. We have the M3 BMW E46 M3 clutch installed. And now next video we're going to install this plate. But just so you have a preview, I mean, look how thick it is. It's very light. So this goes in here, and it has the dowel pins in place, which makes life easier. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera and put the thing in there at the same time. But that's it here, like the dowel pins, and you know, big bolts goes in here, right? Because this is where the transmission for this engine was supposed to be. And then these holes here, or whatever those holes are in here, they're gonna align exactly on the other holes. So we're gonna figure out where they are. But yeah, it's gonna be next video. I gotta learn about that, but I really appreciate you watching this far. That baby is about to go in here. I need to put some of those thermal tapes here, which actually are pretty cool. We're gonna talk about that in another video, but I'm gonna put inside just to protect the inside from cold or heat, or you know, making my life comfortable when I'm drifting or when I'm driving this car, or you know, me and my passengers. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a lot of cool videos coming up. This is a very exciting moment where we're gonna finish that thing, put in here. It's like start wiring everything, make the launching buttons and all that stuff. Dashboard is outside, so it's, I mean, it'll be exciting. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and I'll see you around.